Every day, men and women of the armed forces put their lives at risk to keep us safe here at home.
But not all find a warm bed to sleep in when they return from overseas. One veteran trying to survive opens up to CBS 4 about the struggles of just living.
Here's Freddie Vela with our special report, Lost in the Streets of the Valley.
Every day, thousands of cars pass through Jackson Road. Some even stop to give a few dollars to the random person at the intersection, not knowing what path in life the person has taken.
I'd go back right now. I'd go back to Vietnam if I could. That's how much I love my flag. And it's hard to get some help.
Sun up to sundown, Vietnam veteran Noe Galindo stands at different corners holding a sign that shows his intention. It reads, "Disabled Veteran, Limited Funds."
When I got diagnosed with PTSD, they didn't tell me that I have to go to their group therapy. Now, why should I have to go there and bring up old memories and start crying like I am right now? That's stupid.
In January of 2014, close to 50,000 veterans were considered homeless, which accounts for 8.6% of the total homeless population, which is down a whopping 16% since 2009, showing efforts are being made to find these men and women and give them shelter and assistance. One such place willing to help any and all is Loaves and Fishes, who also remind us it's possible anyone could end up in the same situation.
Most of us live one or two paychecks away from being homeless ourselves. And really a job loss, a divorce, a major illness could really make any of our lives spiral out of control, and pretty much anybody could end up where our clients are.
Take Noe Galindo, for instance.
Well, when my wife died, I just left. I hit the streets.
Noe showed us exactly where he would sleep.
That bridge right there on that side. Come in this way. The first little area, that was my sleeping area.
That area right over there?
Then the other section, that was my reading room.
Underneath the Jackson Road overpass, my photographer Jaime Hinojosa and I saw another homeless man asleep, hiding from the sun and the heat. So we're actually right now here underneath the far bridge, and actually there's a portion where a lot of the people sleep, a lot of the homeless people sleep, and as you can see right over me, there's actually some cardboard. I'll let my photographer pass by. There's some cardboard right there, some cigarettes, and essentially this is where they come to sleep overnight. It's not very comfortable, and you can actually hear some of the bats above us, something that unfortunately a lot of these people have to deal with every day.
We sometimes in our society almost demonize poverty or demonize homelessness, as if, you know, you're homeless, it must be your fault, you did something wrong, God is punishing you. It's just not true.
Especially if they're very, very young, they do something called couch surfing, which is they will stay at a friend's house for 2-3 days till they, you know, out to stay their welcome, and then they'll go to another friend's house for 2-3 days, and they keep doing this on and on. Because they have no permanent house themselves.
Oscar Lopez, the education director at Valley AIDS Council, tells us he's seen teenagers out on the street because of their sexual orientation.
The vast majority of teenagers who are on the streets are gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender. And when they come out to their families or when their parents find out, usually that's enough for them to end up on the streets. It's really sad.
According to the True Colors Fund, 40% of homeless youth around the United States identified themselves as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender.
Once you're on the street and you need a coping mechanism to help you deal with the grief of having lost your family, it becomes easier to become part of the drug culture. Or drugs are offered to you in exchange for something. And once you're in that loop, then comes the risk of contracting something as serious as HIV, of course.
With so many needing help, how is it they slip through the cracks of the system and end up on the streets? On April 22nd, Private First Class Mark Anthony McCurdy was honored by his brothers and sisters in arms at a funeral service at the Rio Grande Veterans Cemetery in Mission. McCurdy had no next of kin, lived alone, and out on the streets.
Having no home and having no worldly possessions, it's okay. Because obviously we don't take anything with us. But for somebody to be here to honor you for what you've done, absolutely. that's why we're all here.
The services do exist, but it's getting the men, women, children, LGBT, veterans, and others to come out of the shadows and into the light of help before it's too late. Freddie Vela, CBS 4 News and ValleyCentral.com.
If you know of a veteran who needs help, the Veterans Affairs Outpatient Clinic is available to help with a variety of services, including helping veterans get off the streets. The number there, 956-618-7100.